Hello. Ooh, hello and welcome, my lovely Libra. Libra, your card in tarot is the Justice card. It is the card of equality and acceptance, accepting others and people as equals. All right, Libra, this is your weekly intuitive energy and card reading for the week of December 9th through 15th, 2019. Remember, time is merely a pretense. These can be past, present, or future energies and or lessons. Also keep in mind that your zodiac sign, the stars, the chart you were born under, it's not personality programming. These are the lessons you need to learn in life. The collective lessons, that is your sign. So life happens for you, not against you. I'm sorry, life happens for you, not against you. And so this is, you should listen to the entirety of the reading because there should be something in there for you, being that it's a collective Libra reading. So take what's yours and leave out all the rest. Just like a good fairy tale or fable, there's lessons in there for everyone, in every reading, actually. All right, so what do we have in the skies above us, Libra? Not a lot of air, but still a lot of movement, a lot of change, a lot of adjusting, equalizing to that 2019 truth bombing we received. Right now we do have Mars in Scorpio still. Scorpio is that getting to the bottom of things, very slow, very drag out energy. Make sure you take the time to work through that information, or that those intentions that you need to cover of your own, those areas you need to work through that are slowing you down if you feel like a slow, drag out energy. Because until you work through those issues, you're not going to get that Mars energy coming in to provoke change. All right, we also have Jupiter in Capricorn. Remember, Venus is also in Capricorn. We're just going to all pile up into Capricorn eventually, and that is the energy. But the Jupiter is the big planet of expansion, the big planet of change. Whatever is, it's going to make bigger. So, and Capricorn is accompanying that, and so Jupiter is accompanying Capricorn. So Capricorn is that big CEO energy, about your physical, pentacled life, about your roles and goals kind of life, and anything you've been doing is going to be expanded. Moreover, anything that involves some kind of karma, like did you eat your veggies before you went out to play? Have you done all your homework? Did you study for the test? All those things are going to be rewarded with that Saturn karma energy coming in with Pluto, and it's kind of very Santa Claus energy. So, but you can get cold in this situation, just like that Santa Claus energy. So the big energy of the week, though, is going to be the December 12th. So 12/12 at 12:12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is going to be the next full moon, the full moon in Gemini. If you remember the new moon in Gemini on June 3rd this past year, it was all about duties versus passions, but it was also that fun, flirty, flighty energy, freedom to speak, winds of change, all this beautiful energy just kind of like filling us up. Well, now it's going to be all lit up, and it's actually going to be the dark, cold moon, and there's going to be warnings against, spiritual warnings against being cold and resistance to vulnerability. And this is also represented by the Nine of Swords. It's the final truth hurdle that we have to kind of get through in the Nine of Swords, and it is that unmasking. Is your past catching up to you? The Nine of Swords card is about incomplete battles or incomplete disasters, pains, that you're just really stressing over. Not all the boxes are ticked, and you need to go through those pains. You need to allow those arguments to happen, those discussions, those painful discussions to get by. Kind of like coming out for Christmas used to be a big thing. And this is why, this is all that energy of not allowing, letting go, testing your self-worth, against, being able to speak up, Gemini, for what you are and who you are, and where you belong and what you should be doing. So it's a lot of big daddy energy too, in terms of the Capricorn being around, but it's just time to let go of pretty much the facades of things. If you've been pretending anything, it's got to go. It's got to go if you'd like more of better things or more fake things. It's kind of, that's really what the moon, this full moon, is saying. Do you want more of this fakey, half-ass shit? whatever you stay in right now, you are going to get more of. And it's a 38-year cycle too that we're working with, so 40-year cycle. So let's not get too carried away with staying. So let's make it right now, because it's going to start to change for the benefit to what you want if you start with that now. I'm just going to pull cards and clarify my old cartomancy reading. I'll use the tarot for advice from Spirit at the end. Alright, I have to start the reading. The Jack of Hearts. This is like a love message, a crush. Does somebody have a crush? Are you possibly working with a water sign, my lovely Libras? Are you speaking up on love? Are you moving forward with love? I have the Four of Diamonds. That's withholding. That's, yeah, that's withholding energy. It's trying to love without money. Or it's your resources. It's not just pentacles. It's with trying to love. This is kind of like looking for a lover by, you know, very Aladdin. Like looking for love by pretending to be a commoner and hanging out amongst the people. And yeah, there's a sense of obligation here that somebody's trying to break out of too as well. It also has a very like deserty feeling. For those of you, I know India really likes my channel, and for those of you that are possibly in arranged marriages, this could be you holding back from where you really love, or your real crush, or just anybody who's crushing on you that ain't worth the damn, because you've got a plan. You've got this feels like, okay, because the Ace of Wands it's very inspiring. It's very spiritually fulfilling. It's what fulfills you. It really lights you up. It's your fire. And then you put this Eight of Swords here. It's trapped in that fire, and there ain't nothing wrong with that if you are happy as can be. I've locked myself down to something, and I'm going to go, so I'm withholding love from basically any Tom, Dick, and Harry, or whatever the Indian version is of that, Jesu or Jenny, because you have a plan. You have something that you want to move forward with, and it could be a long, let me just get, I do have cards here that flipped. Let me pull them. Okay, I have the, yeah, a lot of pain ending here. Okay. You have a victory in love, but it requires a bit of defending. I'm going to get more clarity on this, but this is like somebody who has a long-distance lover, or a secret lover, or an arranged marriage that, hey, you are quite pleased to have arranged. It's not like a bad marriage arrangement. It's like, it's bittersweet. Six of Swords wins. Victories are a little bittersweet, but there's still love and connection there. So and the pain is ending. Whatever the pain was is ending. So it's like, there are better things in better places for you. You're just not there yet. But you've already come into like a victory of connection. It's a bit bittersweet, like I said. It's almost like you may have to, this doesn't feel like an arranged marriage and like something you'd run away from. It's something you'd run towards. So it might even be like a marriage commitment that somebody has made that you haven't told anybody about, or it's going to happen no matter what anybody says. They just haven't really thought about it yet. And that's kind of what you're moving towards right now. And it's your total freedom. It's, even though it has that Eight of Swords kind of capture feel, but it's like being encaged, enslaved in your passion. It's what you love. It's not necessarily a person. I'm gonna clarify the Two of Cups here. Yeah, I think it's a work situation, actually. Very defensive about it. I have Eight of Diamonds, Seven of, okay, this is, I do see what it is. Okay, my lovely kingdom builders, Libras. This is really good energy, actually. Did somebody send somebody to school for an MRS degree? I know this is very female-oriented, but it's not just female-oriented. This is because it's like, you went to college to find, they sent you to college to find a good wife or a good husband. And it turns out that you just fell in love with your actual work. That you actually were perfecting something, and now you're defending your position because you were kind of supposed to come back with a spousey spouse. It's victorious for you, but you don't have a ring on your finger, and people are a little worried for you, but you're about to build your kingdom on your own. It's like a little bit unheard of for some of you, or people are like, why would she be living alone as a woman, you know, out of college? Well, it's almost like I feel very Taurus energy, like you're stepping away from what was expected or the tradition, or if you had sisters or brothers ahead of you, you're not going that path. It's like you're the one kid that didn't join the police force or become a doctor. It's almost like you fell in love with something else, and something that really, really impassions you and really sets your heart on fire, because there is fire here whenever you ever talk about the work of it, the appearance of it. This ace is the appearance of it. You don't mind being trapped to this. Not at all. Not at all. And you're very defensive about it too, but you're ready to build your own kingdom apart from everyone else. Male or female. And it's like apart from everybody else. That's why I picked up that it would be a career or vocation that is not too known by the family or by the generations before you. You know, I get that Lieutenant Dan thing, like his dad died in a war, and his dad died in a war, and his dad died in a war, and he's supposed to die in a war, and he didn't die, and he was kind of disappointed. And it's kind of like you're not the one that's disappointed. You're taking that other path long before, you know, you put yourself in front of a bullet. I have the Three of Cups here. There's going to be celebration here. Ooh, and interference, loves. Parental interference. This is not cheating, but this is either your mom or your dad, a water sign, might be still trying to push the old game on you, the expectations on you. There's going to be a party, there's going to be some planning and work that needs to be done, and they're going to intersect your life. They're trying to set you up with somebody, I think. But I don't know if you mind. I don't know if you mind, because I have the Four of Wands here, which is a very spiritual type union. It's a true marriage. It's a true love. So this might actually be you intersecting with a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that just, you know, you're celebrating, you're working, you're moving about your business. You've already started kingdom building. You've gone through it and built it. It's like you're building a career here that you deeply love, and it's kind of out there. And just kind of out of the blue, Libra, next you find yourself not very much alone anymore. You find yourself working with somebody that you could probably work with for a while. You would have never run into this person if you did not demand from yourself your own life, as opposed to the life that your family picked out for you or generationally was set for you. This is entirely, that's a huge message from Spirit. Four of Swords. Rest. Okay, once you're engaged, yes, there's going to be rest. A lot of your family, I've threw 2 3s and 4 4s here. When you think you're celebrating and getting to work and you've really made this victory apart from everybody else, you see the life, the love possible with, it doesn't have to be a water sign. It could just be a really strong, kingly, kingdom, you know, well manifested with love kind of person. A very artsy person, I would say. A very imaginative person that is kind of part of that very special world that you've been building apart from the usual expectations. It's going to be a marriage, and then it's going to feel like the battle's over once you're engaged. Once your mom's like, I know now you have a good man or good woman next to you. Even though you're both weirdos, it kind of has that feeling. But it's, now don't get me wrong, your family could all be painters. Remember the birdcage, and you know, they have a Republican, even though they're pretty much, they're drag queens, right? And with a son, and he becomes a Republican. So it's it's that energy of like you've broken that mold, but now you're everybody's like, even though you're a weirdo, you got a weirdo next to you that's gonna take care of you and handle business. It's gonna just when you're like, Mom, Dad, please stop bugging me about getting married all the time. I have a great career. Yeah. Let's see here what that is. 3 threes. Okay. You have a history of heartbreak, perhaps with a history of heartbreak, perhaps of a work relationship, 3 threes. This is historically with a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I did have the king in reverse. Did I have the king in reverse here? I did not. Nope, it was not the king of wands. Yep, this is from your past. This is definitely past energy. It kind of puts you back at square one. You had a job loss or a job problem that you didn't tell your parents about, that you went through by yourself because you knew they didn't approve of this career to begin with. And that's why you're a little burned up about, not burned up, but that's why you're having difficulty moving forward in love. And that's past. This is present. This is the person that's going to... I also get that feeling like one of you or some of you are going to be doctors, or you've been going through, you know, in an ER kind of setting, or you've working massive hours to get this career off the ground, and this is the person that's going to help you rest. This is the person that you can sleep, and then when you wake up, you were supposed to go to the grocery store, but you wake up and it's full. I have a friend who was watching her grandchild for a few days while the parents were in Cabo San Lucas, and she had the baby, and she came home one night with the baby from her mother's house. Her mother was like holding the baby and everything, and her husband had cleaned the baby bottles. And she was like, I love you so much. And it's kind of that feeling. This is that person that's really going to help you rest and not be so, I have to do this by myself, or I don't have anybody else kind of thing. They're coming. And pretty much after you reestablish yourself in your career, you really do have a little bit of career establishment you guys are working on. 6 of Swords. Yeah, that's planning. 4 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, and 4 of Cups in reverse. Okay. 6 of Swords in reverse. 6 of Swords is a repeater card in this, and that's because you have been plotting and planning. You've taken some wins that were a bit lossy, that, you know, some bittersweet wins, but it kind of catapulted you into a place that you would have never gone to this place if you didn't have that prior heartbreak with that Queen of Wands. It could be male or female. But don't get hooked up on the gender of the royalty. But keep in mind, if you did not go through that 6 of Swords moment, and I did talk about it as like putting off love, and that was a lie probably. You were putting off love because you got burned in love. But so much so that it either affected your residence or your place of work, that you had to switch that because of that situation, Libras. And like, I can't work here anymore, or you got caught with a partner, or I think I picked that up for you before too. And whatever it is, wherever you landed in recovery mode for that is where you found true love. It's a really great Hallmark movie, in fact. And that's that new beginning in finance. Spirit is telling you, you are going to, you are restarting financially a little bit, but it's not painful. Because it's just like, Spirit is giving you a fucking bone to get this going. It's going to feel a little easier than total restart. 4 of Cups in reverse. 4 is a luxury card in this deck, but 4 of Cups in reverse is kind of like malaise, ennui, boredom. It's just not love worth having. You're coming out of that. You're going into a place where the life won't overtake you. And you will find your true love. Yeah, Spirit is saying where you've landed, don't bitch about it so much. It's like I said, it's like a Hallmark movie. It's going to be life-changing for you, but most importantly, you're going to find a very true spiritual partner there. Probably a true love. A true love. It feels very Shrek and Fiona, and I hope it's not Shrek, but it has that feeling of just, you know, they just fall in love. You just fall in love with somebody that you can really work with. All right. All right, thank you, my lovely Libras, for sharing your energy with me. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, tip or donate if the spirit moves you. And, of course, have a wonderful week, my lovely Libras.